So, good morning to you first of all. As you could understand, my name is Patrizia Giampieri. I am Italian, but I spent at least 10 years abroad. I worked and I had some training placements abroad after my graduation. I also joined an Erasmus project back in the 90s. So I am a living testimony of the fact that working abroad and then coming back with something more is possible. Okay? What we will do today is we will focus on curriculum, on how you can write a successful curriculum and how you can write a letter of presentation that is normally sent along together with a curriculum. You can find all the materials on my webpage. I know that the handout that I gave to you is just for few people. Not everyone can have it, but you can find it on my webpage under download. I will tell you later at the end of the workshop. First of all, first important thing, this is an interactive workshop, so I would really, really love if you could intervene. If you could tell me your answers and what you think. This is not a lecture where I tell you something and you listen. This is a lecture where you intervene. I would really like you to do that. This is the reason why I propose some exercises. So, we will talk about some successful CVs, how you can write a successful CV, and letters of presentation, also called letters of application or cover letters. Yes, we start straight away with some questions. I would like you to tell me what is a curriculum in your opinion. So take a few moments and think about why is a curriculum so important, which is the information that it has to include, which are the main characteristics. So take a few moments, but then please speak, okay? The language must be spoken. We have to interact. So, who would like to start? Come on, don't be shy. What is a curriculum? So, I know you know what a curriculum is. In English there is a saying, you know, they say, did the cat have your tongue? So, did the cat have your tongue? Did the cat eat your tongues? Come on. Yes.
I think a curriculum vitae is a way that you can present
yourself
at the ASEAN or ASEAN.
Okay, in the international market.
Yes.
Okay.
Or you can bring with you when you go in other country or in a lot of your experience, personal experience.
Very good. So, is it a letter? Is it a document? What is it?
The letter is a part
of the application.
An application of the curriculum vitae. By you can spoke about you.
Okay.
And you can.
All right. Very good. Thank you for your intervention. Someone else. Why is a curriculum so important? Yes.
It's important because with a curriculum vitae we can show our experiences, the schools that we have made during the years, and maybe tell about something about our characters or our skills.
Our skills more than our characters. Very good. Does someone else have to add something? Would you like to add something? Let's move on. So, the CV, we may say, that is the first contact with a future employer. Okay? So it can be defined as a record, a list of your education, work experience, and other competencies. It is important because it needs to seize the reader's attention, to catch, okay? The reader's attention immediately and to demonstrate why you should be given an interview, okay? Therefore, we have to take care of the presentation of the curriculum. We have to concentrate on the essentials. Employers do not like very long curriculum, okay? We have to concentrate on the essentials, and most of all, we have to adapt our curriculum to suit the post we apply for. What's the meaning of adapting? It means that if I am applying for the position as a sales representative and I have some teaching experience, maybe my employer is not so interested in knowing that I have some teaching experience. It depends, okay? So it doesn't mean lying, okay? It just means adapting your curriculum to the post, to the job you will apply for. And another important thing, attach a professional photograph, okay? No party pictures, please. A professional photograph, okay? This is very important. No selfies. I mean, if it's a selfie, make it professional. Very good. So now let's jump to exercise 2. In this exercise, you will see some CV sections. I would like task A, I would like you to rank the CV sections in order of appearance. This means, what do you think that in a curriculum comes first? The personal information, the additional information, or other things? So just rank them. Give numbers. Give numbers to these titles. And then, task B, please match. Match these headings with the information they contain. Okay? You can work in pairs, of course. Not yet? Who's done? Who's done? You. Very good. Someone else? Very good. Are you ready? Most. Quite ready. I would like you to tell me what you put first. What did you put first?
Personal information.
Personal information. And what is personal information from task B?
Name, address, telephone.
And so on. After personal information, someone else?
Education and training.
Education and training. And that is?
Place of education, dates, qualification obtained, main subjects.
All right. What's the meaning of main subjects? What's the main subjects in English? What's the meaning of main subjects when it refers to education? How would you translate it in Italian? Main subject. Yes, very good. Okay, then what else? After education and training?
Work experience.
Work experience, and it is?
For each work experience, the occupation.
Yes, and so on. Then? Job objective. Should have been up, actually. We will see that.
Personal skills.
Personal skills and competencies, and which are? Linguistic competencies, and so on. Yes. And then, additional information. So, this is it. As you can see, the job objective is at the second place. Okay, so job objective is the job you would like to have. Your aim, your goal, the position you would like to have. Okay? Good, let's move on. Shall I move on? No, not yet. Now, therefore, a successful curriculum allows you to present your qualifications, skills and competencies in a logical order. So first we have the personal details, the profile or objective, that was called the job objective before, the education, professional experience or work experience, languages, IT or computer skills. IT is an acronym for information technology. This is very important. In Italian we often make a mistake, okay? When we want to say informatica, we translate it with informatics. No, IT, and that's it. Or computer knowledge, and that's it, okay? Then interests and activities and references or referees. The referee is the person who writes that you are a brilliant person, very good, hard worker, and so on. Okay? Questions? No questions. What do you think of the following statement? Referees are essential in a curriculum in order to confer professionalism. Do you agree with that? Who says yes? Raise your hands, please. Who says no? Oh, and the others do not like to vote. Okay, I see. Okay, those who said yes, why yes? Please. Tell me. Wait, then you. That's okay.
Because it's a way to show a new employer that someone else before him has already seen my skills.
Okay. Okay, what do you think? Why do you say yes?
Because if I've already worked for some industries,
Okay.
I don't know, and someone liked the way I worked, it's important to have a positive reference to present myself to another enterprise.
Okay. Don't be disappointed. It's not always right. Okay, you don't have necessarily to write the name of the referees in your curriculum. Okay, it's not important. I mean, it's not so relevant. In your letter of application, you may say that you will be happy to provide references, but you don't have to give them straight away. Okay? So references don't necessarily need to be indicated in your curriculum. In your letter of presentation, you may write that you will be happy to provide references upon request. Most important, before writing your referee's name and contact details, remember to ask for permission. Why? Because if a future employer contacts the referee and the referee doesn't remember who you are or what you did, it's not really a good thing. Okay? So remember to contact the referee ahead, which means in advance. Okay? Good. In practice, practice, a curriculum is a detailed inventory, a list, not a description. A curriculum is a list of your skills and competencies acquired in the course of your training, work, and daily life and career. Good. As for the language skills, you should write a self-assessment. Of course, if you don't have any certificates such as the first certificate, the TOEFL, the IELTS, and so on. You can use, if you're working in Europe, if you're aiming to work in Europe, you can use the 6th-level scale of the Common European Framework for reference for languages, developed by the Council of Europe. I know you know it. It's the levels A1, B2, and so on. That's it. Now, let's make exercise 3. I want you to tell me your level of English based on listening skills. Not writing, not reading, listening, and not speaking, listening. So rate your English level for listening. Okay? Exercise 3. I want you then to tell me. So, which is your level of English? Listening, yes. B2. Which is yours? Yeah, on the basis of this description. B1, between B1 and B2. And yours? Which is your level? B2, very good. And yours, there. Yeah. Yes. You're not signed. Okay, that's fine, don't worry. Someone else. You, what's your level?
Me?
Yes.
I think B2.
B2, wow, we have all B2s. Very good, very good. Now let's move on. What do you think of the following statement? Even if you don't know a language very well, write down that you are proficient. This will help you impress your potential employer. What do you think? No, never lie. Never lie in a curriculum. Never. Never. Okay? This is completely wrong. You shouldn't lie and you shouldn't boast. Do you know the meaning of boast? No. Oh, I can do this, I can do that, I'm good at that, you know, showing off. That's another way to say it. Okay. What do you think of this other statement? One curriculum would fit all. Your curriculum must show the whole picture of yourself and all your past job experience and training, no matter which job you're applying for. This is just the opposite of what I suggested before. Okay? There is no this rule of one would fit all. One is good for every job. No. Every CV must be focused on the job you apply for, which doesn't mean lying. Okay? It's wrong. Hypothetically, you should write a curriculum for each application you are sending. Customize your curriculum, okay? So write it for every employer. Therefore, be clear and concise. Use short sentences. Your profile must be appreciated by the potential employer after a few seconds reading. Concentrate on the relevant aspects of your training and work experience according to the position you're applying for. This is all clear. Few last remarks. Which verb tense would you use in a curriculum to list your duties and tasks of the previous job? The tense. First question. Second question. If you really don't have any past job experience, what can you write? Answers? First question, which is the tense that I use?
You can write about your hobby or about your passion or your...
Verb tense. Okay, this is the second. Okay, your hobbies. Yeah. First question, very good. First question.
I'm here.
Yeah.
You can write the theme which you choose in your university for diploma, or all the stuff that you have done when you were learning.
Yes, this is the second.
That you didn't
Okay.
university.
Very good. Nobody answered the first, so I will tell you. I knew that. Who said that? No, this is something that you may use in the letter of application, but not in the curriculum. We said that the curriculum is a list. The verb, the tense that you use when you make lists is the ing form. Okay?
Present.
Yeah, gerundive, how you want to call it. Okay? So this is the tense that you should use, because you don't describe, you make a list of your skills, of your duties, sorry, not your skills, of your duties. Okay? So this answers the first question. Now, the second one. If you have some experience, for instance, as a volunteer, you can write it. You will pass on the idea to be active and social. If you worked as a barman or waitress during your studies, you can write it and add that it was to finance your studies, for instance. Okay? These could be some ideas. You will transmit the idea to be active, independent, and a hard worker. Okay? This could be some ideas. Now, no, let's skip exercise 4. We don't have enough time. Exercise 5. I want you to tell me, in the view of what we have said so far, please tell me what's wrong with this curriculum. So, who would like to tell me what's wrong? What is wrong?
Email address.
Who spoke? Oh, okay, sorry. What's wrong with the mail address?
There's no reference to the name
Yeah,
of the...
I would say it's not very professional.
Yes.
Hmm? Okay, I'm a Depeche Mode fan myself, but I wouldn't use it to apply for a job. Someone else?
Pictures.
Who spoke? Okay.
The picture.
The picture. What's wrong with the picture? Isn't it professional?
It's body.
Yes. Even though this picture might be professional, it should be from your waist up, okay? And front, not profile, front, okay? What else?
Excuse me, but there are some differences if it's on the right or on the left.
I've always seen pictures on the right, actually.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't think there are many differences. It's just a habit, yeah. Something else? What about, yes?
Work experience.
Uh-huh.
It's completely empty.
Yeah, if you really don't have anything to write, nothing at all, just take it out, okay? Just take it out. What else? Does she say anything about her English knowledge? I mean, she's writing in English, but she doesn't say anything about her English knowledge, for instance. So, the picture, we said. The email address. Then about the personal profile, she didn't say, for instance, where and when she graduated. If you really don't have any work experience, as we said, just take it out. Take the heading out. Then we said that it should be better for you to make a list. Under education, she described things. It's better to make a list. You know, using bullets, you know, use them. Because it's easier easier for an employer to read it, okay? The employer will spend a few seconds on your curriculum. It has to be clear and well organized. Okay, this is something typical only for Great Britain. British people say your hobbies should be connected with the job. I don't agree with that, but this is what they think. So if you want to apply for Great Britain, if you think that your hobbies are not connected with the job, just take them out of your curriculum. This is what they think, okay? And for the language skills, we said she should have used the European reference grade. Anything else? No. What do you think of the following statement? Attach a professional photo of yourself on the first page of your curriculum as suit for women and a tie jacket for men. Do you agree? No. Why not? Nobody likes classical suits, classical clothes.
It depends on work.
Yes, that's it. It depends on the job and it depends on the local culture. Okay? It depends on the country we are going to. And of course on the job. Good. So this is all for the curriculum. We'll move on now to letters of presentation, also called letters of application or cover letters. Do you have any questions so far? No. First of all, we try to understand a job advertisement. I would like you to tell me the meaning of the following abbreviations: FT and PCM. Reliable person needed with excellent computer skills and ability to work on own initiative. £1,200 PCM. Email CV with covering letter to blah blah blah. So, what's the meaning of FT? Full time. And PCM?
About the contents.
The salary per current month. Normally, if you apply to Great Britain and to Ireland, in job advertisements, they write the annual salary. The annual, okay? So here they specify, of course, thanks God, that it's per current month, so it's monthly, okay? Good. So the annual salary, of course, it would be 1,200 multiplied by 12, okay? Good. This is another one. What's the meaning of small but growing publishing co, 6-person, 21-28 with sound experience? What's the meaning of publishing co? Company. Six is another way to say is looks for, with sound experience. Sound, that's a sound of music. Who's speaking?
Play any instrument? No.
Content bookkeeper, I don't think they really care if the person plays an instrument or not. Concrete, real experience, demonstrable, that you can show that you have this experience. And let's jump to the very bottom. All applications will be acknowledged. If someone writes that, what's the meaning? All applications will be acknowledged. To acknowledge is a typical verb in business English. In business English, you may find letters starting with, we acknowledge receipt of your letter or of your fax. So, tell me in English another way to say all applications will be acknowledged. Not only considered, but also replied to. So I will inform you that we received your application and maybe the result of your application. Okay, so that's the meaning of all applications will be acknowledged. Now, exercise 1, job advertisement. Have a quick look of the advertisements and answer the questions at the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. expecting so many people. So, is it a full-time or a part-time job? This is not the question. Is it a full-time or a part-time job? I know it was obvious, but sometimes we do not read. So it is part-time. Do you know which department you will work?
Computer and IT.
Again, sorry, louder.
Computer and IT.
Computer and IT? Not really. What's the meaning of NA? Not applicable. So you won't be assigned, using your verb, you won't be assigned to a particular department. Okay? Is the salary annual or on a monthly basis? Annual. What's the meaning of K? 1,000. Okay? 1,000. Is it a permanent position? It's temporary. Okay. Very good. So, letters of application. Accuracy plays a key role in cover letters, therefore a particular focus must be put on grammar and form. So pay attention to the grammar in your letters of application. Now, think of a cover letter, what a cover letter should contain, which information it should provide. If you have any words and phrases in your mind that you know you could use in cover letters, and which is the grammar that you should know in order to write a successful cover letter or letter of application. So this is exercise 1 on page 5. So, who would like to tell me which is the information that should be in a cover letter or letter of application? Which information? What should I write?
First of all, it isn't a list, but it's a description of
Yes. Which is good. Then?
The reason why you're applying for that job.
Very good. The reason why you're applying for that job. What else? On the reasons? Hi, dear sirs, I would like to apply for that.
You want make in that job.
What you would like to do? Maybe that's written in the job advertisement. I don't think you really have this freedom.
Previous experiences.
Yes, job experience. When experience is related to work experience, is an uncountable noun. So you don't say work experiences, you say work experience. And that's it, okay? Typical words and phrases. Hi, how are you? Would you write that in a cover letter? No. Grammar, what about grammar? What about grammar? For sure, you have to master, which means you have to really know the differences between the present perfect and the simple past. Okay? Remember these differences. For instance, these are very important in a cover letter. So, this is a possible solution to the first question. This is what a cover letter should contain. Reference to the source of information. The meaning is where you found the job advertisement. Okay? Sometimes you may refer to the enclosed CV and your qualifications. You may write about your work experience, the reasons for applying, your personal skills and competencies, okay, again a reference to what you enclose, and the hope for an interview. Okay, this is quite a standard letter plan. Now, let's move on. Do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts of a letter of application. Make sure your spelling and grammar are correct. Okay? What's the meaning of spelling? It means that if you're using a Word document or an .odt document, you have to change the language. Okay? You don't have to remain on Italian, you switch to English. I know this is obvious, but you don't do that. So change the language and there will be an automatic check, at least for the spelling. Okay? Good. Then, write only the relevant information about yourself and the job position. Relevant information. Refer often to the curriculum. State the reasons. This is very important. State the reasons why you have chosen that company, which means that you have spent some time visiting the company's website. Especially if you're applying in Great Britain, they pay a lot of attention in that. They want you to study their business. If you're having a job interview with them, they will question you. They will ask you questions on their business. So take a few moments to look at the internet site of the company. Okay? This will be important. Don't give personal details that are not required, that are not relevant. Do not sound over-enthusiastic, okay? Some enthusiasm is fine, but not too much. Don't ask straightforward for benefits, not in a letter of application, of course. Use colloquial expressions and jargon, how you doing, this kind of stuff, of course, okay? No informal language, no smileys at all. And of course, don't lie and don't boast. Now, how can you show politeness in English? Yes, this is something. Pleases and thank yous. Of course, yeah, thank you. Then what else?
Do not use contractions?
Very good. This has nothing to do with politeness, but it's a formal language. Yes, this is very good. I forgot. It's better not to use contractions. What are contractions? Writing I don't, instead I do not. So write I do not. Do not use abbreviations. This is formal language. What about politeness? Something else about politeness? I know you know. Use the modal verbs. Can, could, may, conditional tense, could, would. Ban, which is do not use. Impolite verbs such as want or demand. Demand is a false friend. Okay? It doesn't mean to ask. It means to want. And use other verbs such as hope, feel. I hope you will consider my application. I feel I can fulfill my duties and so on. Okay? So also use these kinds of verbs. Tell me what's wrong with this letter of application. Dear Mr. Matthews, I wish to apply for the vacancy as advertised in. Please find and close my curriculum, which I hope you will study with interest. If you need any further information, please do not hesitate to contact me. Yours faithfully, blah blah. What's wrong? Yes. And what else? Do we know the skills of this person? Do we know that this person really wants the job? Why should an employer hire this person? Do we know why? Did the person have the opportunity to show that this person is really good without boasting and without lying? No. This letter of application states the obvious, okay? It's a one-do-it-all letter of application. That means you write one and you send to hundreds of companies. This is not the way you should write letters of application. Here again, every letter of application has to be customized. That means tailored for each potential employer. Okay? It is recommendable to write short, concise cover letters which must be consistent with the job you apply for. Consistent doesn't mean consistente, it means coherent. Use short sentences and concentrate on the relevant aspect of your training and work experience related to the job. Show interest in the position offered and state your availability. I can be available straight away or in 1 month's time, for instance. Therefore, from your covering letter, the employer wants to know who you are and what job you want, what relevant skills you have and how you'll apply them, that you really understand what's required of you, if you have any additional skills over and above the job advert, that you have a positive and professional attitude, that you have taken time to get to know the business. This is what I was telling you before. Visit the company's website. That you really, really want this job. Okay? Once I had a student who asked me, okay, can I say that I really need this job because I have to pay my mortgage alone? I said, even if it's true, it's not professional. So don't say it that you really want the job because you have 4 kids and so on. I mean, it's true, but don't say it. Okay. Okay, so these are some ways you can show politeness. We saw it before, using the verb hope and feel. And these are other phrases you can use to show interest and self-promotion. I would not stay here for a long time. I will give you then references to these phrases. So, let's review some grammar. To apply for, remember that the verb apply is always followed by the preposition for. Look forward to, it means, well, I can translate it literally with non vedo l'ora di, but it's professional, so it's formal. It's a verb that you can use. And remember that after to, that to is always followed by a verb in the ing form. You can say that you are keen to, or that you're keen on something. And when you say that you have some experience, you can use the verb to gain or to gather experience. Acquisire esperienza, okay? Or acquisito esperienza in. You can say, I gained experience or I gathered experience in. Remember that experience, as I said before, when it's job experience, is always uncountable. You can say that you have a good command of English, or you speak English fluently, or you can say that you are computer literate. That means that you're good in IT, in information technology. Now, I would skip exercise 2, we don't have enough time. Now, we will see some phrases here, but I will go pretty fast, because you have all the phrases here on page 5, 6, and 7, and even 8. So we will see that very, very quickly. For those who don't have this, I will give you at the end of the presentation a link where you can have an ebook. You can find an ebook based on these slides. Okay, so first of all, we said that a cover letter has to be planned in this way. First you have the references to the job advertisement. Then you have to give some information about your work experience and education. Then you have to show somehow that you are motivated and interested. And then you should express hope to be called for an interview. So, References. These are some phrases that you can use. I have learned from the advertisement issued on in that you. I would like to apply for the position advertised in. I am sending you with my application in reply to your advertisement. So these are all phrases that you can use to acknowledge the other person that you saw an advertisement. Then you should describe your work experience. You can say that you worked or you're still working with or for someone. Lavoro per, you can say, you can use both, with or for. I am employed as. Remember to use as, not like. We use like when we want to make comparisons. I can say, I hate my boss, he makes me work like a slave. Okay, that is like, but if I have to describe my position in a company, I use as. I can say my current duties are. A synonym of duties is tasks. Okay? I obtain your education. I obtain my bachelor's or master's degree in. Remember to differentiate. A bachelor's degree is the laurea triennale. Master's degree is not a master. Master's degree is laurea magistrale. Ok? Quello che noi chiamiamo master è un postgraduate course. Don't call it master. Ok? Master's degree is laurea magistrale. So I graduated with full marks, with distinction. This is laurea con lode, or with the mark of. Mark è il voto, okay? The mark. Any questions? No. I forgot to write it here, but this is very important. If you want to say in English, sono responsabile di, you can say I am in charge of, or I am responsible for, okay? I am in charge of, I'm responsible for. Okay, if you want to highlight something, I would like to draw your attention, attirare l'attenzione, I would like to draw your attention to, as you can see from my curriculum, and showing interested. I'm very interested in. Remember, the interest is always followed by the preposition in, the position you're offering. I would be very glad or very pleased to offer you my expertise in this field. Expertise is translated professionalità, ok? Non è esperienza, è professionalità. And in the end, we express some hope, as we saw before, and the ending, the salutation. I look forward to hearing from you soon or at your earliest convenience. Any questions? No. Few last remarks. Then we are done. Can I know the time?
5 minutes.
Very quickly. You should always try to address your letter of application to a person in particular. Which are the titles you can use? First question. Second question. To whom can you address your letter of application if you don't have a name to refer to? What should I write in the subject line of my email if I'm sending my application in an email? How should I rename my curriculum when I attach it? Would you send the letter of application as an attachment or in the body of the email? So, first question. You have to use Mr. followed by the surname. Not Mr. John, okay? Mr. followed by the family name. If you don't know whether the woman, if it's a woman, is married, you can use Ms, MS, okay? Ms followed by the family name. You use Mrs. only if you know that she's married. If you don't have a name, you can send your application to use Dear Sirs, and that's it. You cannot write Dear Lucent Technologies. No, Dear Sirs. Okay? And that's it. Okay. No, this is fine. So this is the letter plan. I won't actually stay here very long. We don't have time. Third question. What should I write in the subject line of my email? If you have a reference number, write the reference number. Okay? If you don't have any reference number, just write job application and your area of interest. Okay? As in the example, sales department job application. Let them know. Furthermore, try not to forward the previous emails of application because it is visible. This is something that I received. Okay? Terrible. Remember, every email for every employer. Don't make these things. How should I rename my curriculum when I attach it? It would be better to avoid to simply write CV or curriculum. Rename it with your name, because the employer will take the file and save it somewhere. If you can see your name, it will be easier for him or for her to find it. Okay? So rename it with your name. Would you send the letter of application as an attachment of your email or in the body? It depends. Consider that writing a letter and attaching it is considered more formal. If you attach your letter of application, then your email will be short. Okay, of course, but still professional. This is an example. Okay? Good. Very last remark, customize your cover letter, as we said for the curriculum. One-size-fits-all cover letters are most of the times not successful because they don't seize the employer's attention, they don't highlight your skills for that job, you don't show specific interest in that company, and you don't show specific knowledge of that company. Okay? We don't have the time for this, and that's it. So this is an e-book, English for Job Applications, for those who didn't have the materials. You can find it on my website under the download area. It is not for free, I will tell you, but it's something like 1 or 2 euros. So I'm informing you, so that you won't have a bad surprise. Okay? So I thank you for being here this morning. I'm so sorry that you didn't have all the handouts. I really was not expecting so many people, but I'm very happy. I hope it was helpful. I will have another session this afternoon at 4, and it will regard the job interview and how and where to find a job abroad. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.